Alright, what's up, y'all? Today we're going to be chasing down a little misfire issue that we've been having on the E36. Basically, when you start cold, runs perfect, which is essentially open loop. I always get these mixed up. So it's open loop because it's not getting closed by the sensors. And closed loop, it'll misfire. So we're going to try and hunt that down. It doesn't do it under load, which is strange. I think it might just be the spark plug gap is too small, because when I was hunting down the misfire underload at first, I was just getting frustrated chasing down problems, so I just gapped the spark plugs. I'm like, there's no way if I gap them down so small that it's gonna get blown out. So we're gonna check that first. So here is our spark plug. Oh, good old iPhone camera focus. Here we go. A little bit white on top. Let's see what that means. All right, so the plugs are gapped to 0.22-ish, which is pretty much normal for a turbo BMW motor like this. And the plugs look good. Well, that plug looked good. So it's probably not it. I'm gonna go ahead and check the codes just to make sure there isn't anything there, and then I might check the rest of the spark plugs in case it's just one in particular plug. Got a fancy schmancy BMW tool reading. All right, we have 0 codes, so I'm gonna go ahead and check all of the spark plugs. Holy shit, bro. I was looking at 1 through 4 and I was like, these all look pretty normal. I pull out number 5, look at this shit. What the fuck? Shit looks like a freaking thing from the Vert. I don't know why this camera doesn't like to focus. It looks freaking horrific. Maybe the spark plug is loose or some shit. I don't even know what would cause that. I'm about to pull the spark plug out. All right, so I took the spark plug out and it actually looks normal and everything looks fine inside, like the engine. I don't know why that boot looks so fucked up. I guess maybe from, I was doing research, maybe like water getting in there. I don't know. That was weird. Luckily, it doesn't seem like some shit blew up. Now time for cylinder 6. So this last plug also looked like this, so I'm guessing rainwater just was getting into the last 2 cylinders and causing this. So basically all the plugs pretty much look the same. Number 6 had a little bit of water on the threads, but it wasn't inside. So, and I took a peek inside the combustion chamber and it doesn't look like it's like a bad head gasket, because it wasn't like on actual electrode, it's just on the threads. I'm pretty sure water was just getting in because I don't have the top cover or the cowl at the rear of the windshield. The only plug that really looked different was number 1. It was a little bit more white than the rest of them, which would mean more lean, I assume. So my best thought at this point is that the cylinder 1 injector is not firing correctly, because our fuel pressure is good and it seems like the misfire is pretty consistently on 1 cylinder, so that would make sense. So let's try and clean that bad boy. All right, so we've got our supposedly bad or dirty clogged injector out. Now we're gonna try and do this little method I learned from ratchets and wrenches on YouTube, and basically you just hook this up to carb cleaner using like a bunch of freaking different hoses and heat shrink, which seems like it's going to be annoying, but probably the fastest way to get it done. Then we just hook it up to power and ground and try and clean it out with some carb cleaner. Shit's about to get real sketchy up in here. Hopefully I don't start any fires. This is our contraption. No idea this is gonna work. I don't really feel like doing the whole heat shrink and tube and tube and tube and heat shrink and tube and tube and tube and drive to Harbor Freight and tube and heat shrinking. So we're just gonna fill this up with the tube facing up and hopefully it'll work. All right, so I did it and the carb cleaner is basically just like dribbling through it. So I guess we're gonna have to go get some hoses and we're gonna hose, heat shrink hose, heat shrink hose, heat shrink hose, 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 hose. All right, what's up, y'all? We had to run all the way to Home Depot because AutoZone was useless as usual. We ended up getting 3 different hose sizes, including the 4th one that we already had on there. So these literally fit perfectly into each other. So it's literally just it was 1/2 outer diameter and then 3/8 and then 1/4, I believe. So this should work perfectly. It'll get us super close to the size. Now we're gonna run back to AutoZone, get the carb cleaner, and should be able to just use heat shrink from there, hopefully. All right, so we've got our newest contraption here. It actually looks and feels super solid. Like I can yank on this thing and it's pretty good. Now we just need to get it a tiny bit smaller. It looks fucking insane. But these Home Depot hoses are literally perfect. I can give you guys the sizes afterwards if you want to do this yourself. All right, this is our final contraption. I have no idea if this is gonna work. 4 different hoses, then we got heat shrink, and our heat shrink wasn't quite small enough, so we used a zip tie and we melted the red hose a little bit, but it looks straight enough. Guess let's give it a shot. Right in my fucking face. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. Interestingly enough, this spray pattern does seem super fucked up. Like it's kind of working. Oh, that's making me feel a little dizzy. Probably not good for my brain. Yeah, it's coming out like a freaking hose, and it's not like aromatizing. It's supposed to be like a mist. All right, I'm actually about to hop in the shower so I can go to the mall with my girlfriend. But I was looking it up, and it appears that that spray pattern is actually good. So hopefully that cleaning did something. I'm gonna test it out later. I'm just gonna give the injector some time to dry up. We'll give it a shot, see if it still misfires. Fingers crossed. If not, we at least have the setup so we can clean all the other injectors to make sure they're good too. Does seem like it'll be injector 1. I'm feeling hopeful. I'm afraid I've caused permanent brain damage by inhaling that much carb cleaner. But the good thing is, since I splashed it on my face, I didn't have to wash my face before my shower. All right, we've got the injector back in there. Let's go take it for a test strip, see if we still have a misfire, see if anything's different, see if it still works. Let's find out. All right, y'all, it's test time. I am very nervous. I don't know why. Every time I drive this car, I'm a little nervous, and it's very late. I feel like I'm gonna piss my neighbors off, but it's not 9 o'clock yet, so I feel like it's reasonable. All right, here goes nothing. Alright, first things first, does not want to start. Whatever would that be? That's weird. Alright y'all, my GoPro died, but it is up to temp right now and the idle's hunting a lot less.
and it doesn't sound like it's misfiring, which is friggin' awesome. I'm gonna start driving a little bit, but it seems to be a lot better.
Man, I really just cannot tell if it seems better, but it's still a little weird. Like, I feel like the idle still hunts a little bit, but I suppose it might need a reset still. Even if I fix the injector, like the ECU is probably still doing weird stuff, so maybe I should reset that and do another test drive. I didn't really think about that because it seems smoother. I'm hoping I can hear it in the video, because I feel like for some reason sometimes you can hear misfires better when it's not in person, because like in the car it sounds like it's misfiring, but then when I like open up the engine bay it doesn't sound like it is. So I really don't know. It's probably not helping that the car is open downpipe, but yeah, it's always fun to try that thing. I need to take the front spacers off because every time I turn it just crunches the fenders and it just hurts me. But yeah.